SEO FAQ. When expanding into a new vertical or offering a new product or service, should you create a new website or should you add to your existing website? As with everything in SEO, there's no straightforward answer. We have to give the answer everyone hates, which is it depends. But in general, I will tell you which option I will almost always lean towards. The option I would almost always lean towards is to add to your existing website. Now, that can be as simple as adding a new page, a new service page, product page, a new page about the vertical, the industry that you're now marketing yourself to. But sometimes you really do need to present yourself differently to this new target audience, hence the temptation to create an entirely new website with a different design, entirely different set of content, different navigation. That I understand is totally necessary for user experience and branding and messaging. And I'm not saying not to do that, but I am saying to develop that new website, if possible, as a subdomain on your current site. I'll tell you a story from my own company. Several years back, we created a division of sorts of our company for reselling our services to other marketing agencies on a white label basis. Since I needed to talk to this audience totally differently than my direct audience, I figured we should create another website, especially since it was a new brand, Stealth Search and Analytics. It's different than Pam Marketing. It needs its own website and its own brand, its own logo, look and feel, everything. And so we created a new website. And at the time, I was like, I know how to get the SEO going for this. I just need to create a ton of content, earn some really good inbound links with PR and social and whatnot on that great content that I'm going to be writing all the time on that site. And of course, the shoemaker's kid has no shoes, and that didn't come to be. So even though the site was very carefully keyword optimized, the rankings for those keywords were really struggling. I mean, like page 10 or lower, primarily because of a lack of content and a lack of inbound links due to the lack of content. So I finally caved and admitted that I'm not going to have enough time to build this site up as its own independent site. Plus, it was a lot of work to maintain two different sites with updates and backups and security and blah, blah, blah. So I decided to transition the Stealth site to be a subdomain of the Pam Marketing site. So whereas it used to exist on stealthsearchandanalytics.com, that same site, which is technically a different site, it's a different installation of WordPress, theoretically could be on a different host. It's not, but it could be. That same site now lives on stealth.pamandmarketing.com. And let me tell you, it did not take long for the keywords on the Stealth site to start ranking much higher, because it was kind of riding the tailwinds of the Pam Marketing site, which had existed for well over 12 years at that point and had a ton of inbound links and a massive amount of content. And so as soon as we rolled that Stealth site in, even though it's still technically a different site, but kind of tacked it on to the domain name Pam Marketing, things really started to move. We've made a case study on this. You can check it out at pamandmarketing.com. But the point is that I will almost always recommend that approach from the get-go, because you can always split it off to a separate site later, and you can always market it as a separate site. I still market the Stealth website as stealthsearchandanalytics.com. That just redirects to stealth.pamandmarketing.com, but I can almost guarantee you no one will notice that. So it's the best of both worlds. You can market it separately and you can ride the tailwinds of the existing site's SEO. So that's what I would recommend in almost all cases.